Good evening, everyone. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? Oh, good evening, everyone. First order of business is to approve the minutes of December 17th.
Motion made.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, correspondence. We have no correspondence. Item number 5, no one has signed up for public comments. Item number 6, Chair will entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion made.
Second.
Any questions on the consent agenda?
Just a comment, please.
Mr. De Silva.
I was looking at the field trips, and I saw that Ritchie Middle School was going to Mystic. Well, for many years when I taught at Gladstone, that was our field trip, and they've upped it, obviously. And Mystic is a fabulous trip. I would think it's even better when you're going with middle school kids. And when we went, it was penguins and sharks. So, fabulous trip, fabulous sharks. Sounds like a winner to me. That's it.
Very good, thank you. Any other comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, Superintendent's Report.
Thank you, Dr. Pilata. First item on the agenda is citations to recognize the recently announced Green Ribbon School Award by the Rhode Island Department of Education. We have both of our principals here and staff as well, representing Stephen Only Elementary School and McGuire Elementary School, who have been recognized for their effectiveness and success in student sustainability education through the Green Ribbon Award. Modeled after the Blue Ribbon Schools Award, Rhode Island's Green Ribbon Schools Award honors schools and districts for their outstanding efforts to reduce environmental impact and costs, improve the health and wellness of students and staff, and provide effective sustainability education. RIDE representatives stated that Rhode Island is committed to recognizing Green Ribbon achievements, honoring 7 schools statewide, including Stephen Only and McGuire in North Providence, who were primarily recognized for their successful participation in the Rhode Island Recovery Project Get Food Smart program. Through their contributing factors include eco-friendly elements that come with operating a new school building, water refill stations to reduce plastic bottles, and many other successful initiatives. So at this point, the school committee would like to recognize the efforts of our entire staff, certified, non-certified, teachers, administrators, custodians, food workers, and of course our fabulous students for their efforts in bringing this phenomenal award to North Providence. So at this time, I would ask Principal of Stephen Only, Mr. Anthony Pacito, and Principal of McGuire Elementary School, Ms. Alicia Lisi, to come forward and accept a citation from the school committee that will be read by Dr. Pilata.
Congratulations. This is always the best part of any school committee meeting when we give out awards, because on behalf of the school committee, we're extremely proud of your accomplishments. And thank you for all your efforts, and thank your staff, and thank anybody that was involved in the receiving of this award. The award reads, Town of North Providence School Committee citation. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Lisa, and Anthony Pacito, principals, McGuire Elementary School and Stephen Only Elementary School, for receiving the 2025 Rhode Island Green Ribbon School Award. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 28th day of January 2026, signed by myself and Superintendent Goho. Congratulations again. Congratulations, thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
Yes, boss.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, I would like to invite our athletic director, Mr. Anthony Ficcicelli, to come up to the podium. It is with great pleasure that we would like to inform you that North Providence High School girls varsity soccer has been chosen as the recipient of the 2025 Gianna Sorella Memorial Scholarship Award. The Sportsmanship Award is given to the D2 high school that best exemplifies positive sportsmanship throughout the 2025 fall soccer season. During the season, the game officials at each game provide a sportsmanship score for each of the teams involved in the match. The voting made by the officials not only reflects the sportsmanship displayed by the players, but also the coaching staff who are here with us this evening and the spectators. The award, therefore, not only represents the players, but the entire North Providence community. Gianna Sorella was a dynamic multi-sport student athlete at Tollgate High School who passed away at the young age of 16. Gianna exemplified the strong, positive values of dedication, determination, and sportsmanship. It is her honor that the Rhode Island girls soccer officials recognize girls soccer teams that embody these values. So here to introduce these young ladies and our coaching staff is our athletic director, Mr. Ficcicelli.
Good evening, everybody. Not only were fortunate enough to win this prestigious honor, the team was the first team to win the division regular season championship since 2014. We had an outstanding regular season. Unfortunately, we had a little trip up in the playoffs, but it doesn't diminish any of our accolades that we got this season. This award, this Gianna Sorella Award, is unique because it's the type of award that usually goes to a team that's usually not successful. It's always a team that struggles to get wins, and they were sportsmanship in their losses. But this was given to a team that had a successful season and showed that it's a testament to our players that we can win and lose with grace, and that's what we try to promote here at North Providence High School. Is no matter whether you win or lose, you win with respect and sportsmanship. Moving forward. So I will call up our two coaches, head coach Kaba Jof and assistant coach Dennis Pexito.
Congratulations. Just trying to turn around and face the public. I'd like to read the citations that we are offering these two gentlemen on behalf of the school committee. It's a school committee citation. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Kamal Roof, head coach, North Providence High School girls varsity soccer team, for receiving the Gianna Sorelli Memorial Scholarship Award. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 28th day of January 2026, and the same citation reads for the assistant coach, Dennis Picotto. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you.
So, Mr. Ficcicelli, I would say we'll give the citations to the girls, to you, and to the coaching staff, but we do want to acknowledge them, so feel free to introduce them to us.
Sure. Ladies, come on up. I don't have all your names, so I won't have that. Kaba's got it. Hang on one second. No, maybe the coach should be up
Coaches, you guys can come back as well.
All right, we have our goalie, Haley Pistachio. We got our second goalie, Abigail Lee, Addison Zaroli, Alarise Luaga, Ali Luna, Adriana Juarez, Ariana Espina, Liliana Cardarelli, Genevieve Martins, Faith Pereira, Rosalind Goslin, Sydney Drew, Zoe Harrington, Isabella Barletta, Ella Intrieri, Brooke Cingolini, Sophia Gerton, Riley Sanford, Miranda Cordone, McKenna Hean. Your 2025 Lady Cougar girls soccer team.
Oh.
I think we're all set. Oh, they want to squeeze together to get a picture. Has everybody got their pictures? No, one more. One more.
Play the national anthem on the stand.
All right, congratulations, ladies. Thank you for making North Providence proud.
That's not true.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you. Oh, okay. Dr. Pilato would like to say a word.
Girls, before you leave, and you're welcome to leave, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting, but we just want to thank you for your effort, thank you for your time, and thank you for representing North Providence High School with dignity and sportsmanship. Want you to know we greatly appreciate that, and that stems from having the coaches guide you and direct you, and we certainly appreciate that on behalf of the whole town of North Providence. Well, thank you very much. Job well done. And coaches, thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy the night. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is I would request approval of the enclosed 2026 Rhode Island Student Survey, which is implemented in our district every other year in between the Rhode Island Youth Risk Behavior Survey.
Motion made to approve.
Second.
Comment.
Any questions? Comment, Mr. De Silva?
Comment is just that there is a voluntary opt-out. So that takes whatever concerns people might have off the table.
Any other comments or questions?
I actually,
God.
well, I know the opt-out makes it easy. I think it's important that the messaging be clear because, as we know, in any grade level, we don't always get everything that comes home. So I would appreciate messaging that goes out. If we can't guarantee messaging, I will be voting no.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is I would request approval of the enclosed preschool tuition rate. Before we do that, I'm just going to have Ms. Van Avery give us a brief introduction in terms of the information that was gathered and how we arrived at this conclusion.
Yeah, so thank you, Joe, for this. So you have in your packets a memo from Director Casanelli regarding our preschool tuition. And so for the past 13 years, we've charged $150 a month. And so we reached out to the Department of Ed, who was able to provide us a breakdown of all 33 of our districts. And so it's really hard to look at in terms of there's apples to oranges. So some districts charge different rates for 3-year-olds versus 4-year-olds. Some have half day, some have full day. It's a real wide mix. Some have 3 days a week versus 4 days a week. some have 5. And so we realized that without the change in the last 13 years, that we weren't necessarily charging an appropriate fee for our peers. And so we are asking if we could go up the additional $50 starting next year, so $200 a month, and then the following year go up to $250 a month.
Okay, thank you. So I would request approval by the committee.
Motion made to approve it.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay,
Next item.
next item on the agenda is the presentation of the fiscal year 27 proposed operating budget. Lisa Casanelli is at the podium. Any questions that might arise? Okay, we're ready. Next slide. Okay, so as you can see, the current local appropriation is $33,250,260. Our proposed request is for $34,562,355, which represents a proposed increase of $1,312. $1.312095. The state aid appropriation is set at this point to increase $991,490. We're projecting a slight increase in our Medicaid reimbursement to $600,000 from $500,000, and also our miscellaneous tuition revenue from $506,000 to $726,000. So the total projected operating budget would be $68,293,000, which would represent a total increase, pretty much of a status quo budget, with no additional programs or additional staff at $2.423 million request. Next slide. Okay, if you look at this slide, pretty fascinating to look at our state aid, which in 2017, 2018 was as high as $1.8 million. And that was with the acceleration of the state funding formula. And then over the last several years, our state aid has decreased to a point where it has become extremely difficult to manage the operating budget. But as you'll see in the slide, we were very, in further slides, we were very fortunate to be able to use grant money, federal and state and local grants to maintain the operating budget. And as you'll see, those grant funds are no longer available to us. Next slide. So if you look at fiscal year 27, the projected town increase that we are requesting is $1.3 million, which represents a 3.94% increase. We are governed by state law that we cannot exceed the 4% cap. I just want to also call your attention to the previous year, fiscal year 26. We indicate a $400,000 increase in the town appropriation for the current fiscal year, which would be a 1.21% increase. However, we have not received that full amount of $400,000. We have budgeted the full $400,000 because it was needed to close the significant gap, but we have only received $200,000 from the town at this point. So if we do not receive that other $200,000, then that would need to be added into the $1.3 million request. We were told that $200,000 was set aside when the appropriation was made last June or July. Next slide. If you look at our enrollment, it remains pretty steady. We're currently at 3,640 students, projected to be at 3,652 students, which is an increase of 12. We are a high incident MLL district. We see some decline from 455 students to 405, thanks to appropriate exiting strategies by our MLL staff. Next slide. If you look at projected staffing, knowing that we are looking at a significant increase in our request, we obviously do not look to just simply add to the budget on a year-to-year basis. And if you look at the projected staffing for next year, we are projecting a decrease in 2 certified staff members. One is a result of a retirement and a position that we are not filling. and the other one is the result of Centerdale and Greystone merging to become the Woodhaven Elementary School. So if you look in the certified contracted teachers, currently we have 325, and we will be reducing that at this point to 323, which is a net reduction of 2 positions. Some of the projected areas of increases that we are dealing with. The teacher contractual salary increase, which does include steps, which are mandated by state law, as well as the contract that we agreed to this summer, is a $755,000 increase. We have other contractual increases related to our non-certified staff, which also settled 2 contracts this summer, $283,000 increase for those 2 contracts. We hired an additional JROTC instructor as required by the federal government for an increase of $85,000 to keep our JROTC program certified. Projecting a healthcare increase of $111,000. I can tell you I sit on the board for the Rhode Island Interlocal Trust, and I'm on the benefits committee. As you know, we switched from RIMIC, who was the insurer for our healthcare, and we moved over to the Interlocal Trust. That was a very wise thing for us to do because it saved us a significant amount of money in that additional fiscal year. And also, it was revealed to us in one of our board meetings that across the board, all of the cities and towns and municipalities and school systems, there was a significant increase in healthcare. I'm sure you're reading about healthcare increases to Medicare, Medicaid, private insurers all across the country. I'm sure you're dealing with it in your own homes. The average healthcare increase from Blue Cross for people in municipalities and school departments that are self-insured, which we were previously, was 21%. With our switch to the Interlocal Trust, we were one of the lowest districts in the state in terms of healthcare increase for the current fiscal year at 3%. So we have been told that because of changes to state law and increases by healthcare companies, that we are not likely to see a 3% increase again for the fiscal year 27. And they've given us a ballpark estimate, and it would be a $111,000 increase. Pension increase for non-certified and certified, again, which is set by the state retirement board and state law, is not within our control. That's a $243,000 increase. The increase in payroll taxes due to the contractual increases, which will be $218,000. One thing I should mention is cuts to federal funding. There will be a shortfall covered by our operating funds of $263,647. So one thing I do need to give background in, as you all know, we read over the summer that the federal government made significant cuts across all federal agencies in July and August and at the beginning of the school year. One of those was the Department of Education, which has been reorganized into the Department of Commerce. There was talk at that time that the federal funding would be not released or reduced. Fortunately, it was released and it was not reduced. However, we were told that for the upcoming fiscal year, there's a very good chance that we will see a reduction in federal funds. So we have Titles 2 through 4, IDEA and special education, and Title 1 are set by Congress, so hopefully that will remain intact. But 2 through 4, if they are cut or reduced, that will have to be built into the operating budget. It does impact a number of staffing positions. The issue also with that is that, as you know, in terms of notification of staff, if we were to find out that the federal funding impacting staff is cut over the summer, we would have no means or recourse to make any adjustments regarding those staffing positions. March 1st is the state law notification of non-renewal for performance, and June 1st is the state law of non-renewal for fiscal exigency. So if we are informed, as we were this past summer, of cuts to federal funds during the summer, we would not have the recourse to notify employees and make any adjustments. So I just wanted that to be out in the public domain and on the record. Transportation increase of $454,000, classroom furniture replacement of $17,000. And the last bullet is our out-of-district placement tuitions, which we have already been told by a number of out-of-district placements that they will be increasing. Again, those are rates that we do not set. They are not within our control. Anything else in that slide, Lisa?
No, I think you covered it. We can get in the budget workshops, we can get down into more of the harder numbers, but this kind of gives you an idea
Okay.
of what we're looking at.
Thank you. Next slide. So how did we arrive to the number that we're at? Originally, when we looked at the budget projections and recognizing that we cannot meet or exceed the 4% cap, cuts had to be made in the projected budget to where we are now. So we reduced the maintenance budget lines by $252,000. We reduced supplies by $52,000, technology hardware by approximately $17,000, other miscellaneous cuts of $45,000, reduction in special education services line $100,000, reduced charter school tuition line $100,000, reduced technology hardware for Chromebook replacements $443,000. And as I said, the elimination of 2 certified staff positions will save us $276,000. So although you're seeing a 3.94% increase, as I said, we have already made cuts and reductions to our current operating budget to reduce our spending and reduce the ask of the town. Next slide. The school budget is structurally underfunded and does not reflect actual operating costs. Budget shortfalls are recurring and not one-time issues. The town appropriation has not kept pace with rising costs of inflation, contractual obligations, and mandated services, as you know, continue to increase. Core educational services require stable, predictable funding as schools cannot operate effectively and efficiently with uncertain revenue. In the past several years, the district has relied upon a substantial amount of grant funding to offset operating expenses. However, many of those grant funds are no longer available. With changes happening at the federal level, the district is seeing fewer grants than in prior years, and the uncertainty, as I said, of continued funding of federal funds Titles 2 through 4, as they are dependent on inclusion in the president's budget, whereas Title I and IDEA are congressional appropriations. So our hope is that the town will increase their support to reflect the real needs, as stable, adequate funding is essential for student success. So at this point, I've left the slide open for any questions. The school committee has had the proposed budget, I believe, since Monday. But we will be scheduling a workshop. I've talked to the chair about potentially doing that February 4th at 5:45, but that would be up to the school committee to decide for us to have a workshop. And then at the February school committee meeting, we will approve a budget to send over to the town, which we have to by charter deadline.
Does anyone have any preliminary questions? Okay, as the superintendent mentioned, I'm going to set a budget workshop for the school committee on February 4th at 5:45 here in the library. I would ask that the school committee review the information that you have. If you need additional information as you are reviewing the budget, please feel free to call Mrs. Casanelli or Mr. Coho to get any information, additional information that you need. And also ask, obviously, the school department to post the meeting publicly. Any other comments or questions? Mr. Buchan.
So for the budget workshop, Lisa, some of the things I think would be helpful as we head down to the State House would be the high cost special education, Cindy, right? Like we know that 56% of the state is only covered, so we're really trying to promote that with the General Assembly. That while I'm not a fan of the funding formula changes. I think that we've missed the boat, and I'm in conversations with David Cicilline and the Rhode Island Foundation that put the report together. We do think that the high cost special education is really one that we could show how we can create it more equitably through the districts. So that's probably helpful to have, as well as the transportation. And one of the other things, Lisa, the MLL changes, like the funding formula doesn't fully account for all. I believe it's a portion. So anything that you can provide that helps us sort of provide clarity for North Providence to ensure that we can give it to the reps and the senators to advocate, because while I don't think they're going to do any changes to the funding formula, which thank God based on that report, I do think that we can show them that transportation, high cost special education, and the funding formula as it exists, how it doesn't, it's based on enrollment, not needs, and we need it based on needs, not enrollment. Even though North Providence is stable, it's still not anywhere near enough for what the needs are, especially, we haven't even touched mental health yet. So I want to make sure that when we go down there that I can advocate strongly on North Providence's behalf as well as Cheryl's behalf. But South County is bringing a group together to be able to do that work, and I'd like to make sure I could do the same for NP. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Mr. Goho. Moving on to item number 8, school committee reports. We have none. We have no old business. Item number 10, new business. Turn it back to Mr. Goho.
Thank you, Dr. Plata. As you know, we have an employee assistance program currently in place. I brought for you a renewal of their service agreement, so I would request approval of the Coastline Employee Assistance Program Service Agreement, which has been reviewed by legal, and this is a renewal.
So moved.
Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B.
Next item, I would request approval of the enclosed Speech Services Rhode Island LLC contract, which again has been reviewed by legal and is a renewal.
So moved.
Any questions on speech services? Hearing none. All those approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Goho. Item number 11, approval of bills.
Motion made to approve the bills as presented.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no requests to address the committee. We have no pending business. The chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Use of property.
Oh, use of property. Did we do use of property?
Oh, I'm sorry, use of property. I'm sorry. Item number 12, use of property requests.
So moved. Second.
Any questions on the use of property? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no requests to address the committee, and we have no pending business. The chair will entertain now a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and please put on your calendar February 4th at 5:45. Thank you.